me. I like that. When I was young, I had 2 pair of leaves. Besides that, the pinstripes and the gray. The one I wore on Mondays and Wednesdays. While niggas flirt, I'm slowing tigers on my shirt and alligators. You wanna see the inside? I see you later. Here come the drama. Oh, that's that nigga with the fake. Wow, why you punch me in my face? Stay in your place, play your position. Here come my intuition. Go in this nigga pocket, rob him while his friends watch it, and hoes clock it. Here comes respect. His crew's your crew, or they might be next. Look at they man, big man, they never try, so we roll with them. I stole with them, I mean loyalty. Niggas bought me milks at lunch, the milks with chocolate, the cookies, butter crunch, 88. Long as I got stuff for most of them soft. Even when I was wrong, I got my point across. They depicted me the boss. Of course, my orange box cutter make the world go round. Plus I'm fucking bitches ain't my homegirls now. Start stacking, dabbled in crack, gun packing. Nickname Medina, made the scenes, took my Ninas. From gym class to in-glass, pass off for global. The only nigga with a mobile. Can't you see like total? Getting larger in waist and taste. Ain't no telling where this felon is heading. Just in case, keep a shell at the tip of your melon. Clear the space. Your brain was a terrible thing to waste. Realizing to master enterprise and I ain't have to be in school by 10. I then began to encounter with my counterparts on how to burn the block apart. Break it down into sections. Drugs by these selections. Some use pipes, others use injections. Syringe sold separately. Frank the deputy, quick to grab my Smith & Wesson like my dick was missing. To protect my position, my corner, my layer. While we out here, say the hustler's prayer. If the game shakes me or breaks me, I hope it makes me a better man. Take a better stand, put money in my mom's hand. Get my daughter this college plan, so she don't need no man. Stay far from timid, only make moves when your heart's in it. And live the phrase, sky's the limit. Motherfucker. 88. And live the phrase, sky's the limit. Take a better stand, put money in my mom's hand. Get my daughter this college plan, so she don't need no man. Stay far from timid, only make moves when your heart's in it. And live the phrase, sky's the limit. A nigga never been as broke as me. I like that. When I was young, I had 2 pair of leaves. Besides that, the pinstripes and the gray. The one I wore on Mondays and Wednesdays. While niggas flirt, I'm slowing tigers on my shirt and alligators. You wanna see the inside? I see you later. Here come the drama. Oh, that's that nigga with the fake. Wow, why you punch me in my face? Stay in your place, play your position. Here come my intuition. Go in this Fans watch it, and hoes clock it. Here comes respect. His crew's your crew, or they might be next. Look at they man, big man, they never try, so we roll with them. Stole with them, I mean loyalty. Niggas bought me milks at lunch. The milks with chocolate, the cookies, butter crunch, 80 long as I got stuff for most of them solved. Even when I was wrong, I got my point across. They depicted me the boss. Of course, my orange box cutter make the world go round. Plus I'm fucking bitches ain't my homegirls now. Start stacking, dabbled in crack, gun packing. Nickname Medina, made the scenes, took my Ninas. From gym class to English, pass off for global. The only nigga with a mobile. Can't you see like total? Getting larger in waist and taste. Ain't no telling where this felon is heading. Just in case, keep a shell at the tip of your melon. Clear the space. Your brain was a terrible thing to waste. Realizing to master enterprise and I ain't have to be in school by 10. I then began to encounter with my counterparts on how to burn the block apart. Break it down into sections. Drugs by these selections. Some use pipes, others use injections. Syringe sold separately. Frank the deputy, quick to grab my Smith and Wesson like my dick was missing. To protect my position, my corner, my layer. While we out here, say the hustler's prayer. If the game shakes me or breaks me, I hope it makes me a better man. Take a better stand, put money in my mom's hand. Get my daughter this college plan, so she don't need no man. Stay far from timid, only make moves when your heart's in it. And live the phrase, sky's the limit. Motherfucker.
God damn.
Alrighty, man. What is going on, everybody? How is everybody doing? Man? This is episode 162 of Unscripted, man. This is episode 162 of Unscripted. And welcome back, everybody. Thank you all for joining us, man, on your Monday night. And we got a lot to go over. We actually have a lot to go over, man. We have Dynamite Grand Slam to talk about. A show that was very controversial for all the wrong reasons. But in saying that, we got a lot of top tier wrestling on this show, and it was a very good show. But all a lot of people seem to talk about is the sore thumb of the show, the sore thumb that is the Jon Moxley Rey Fenix incident. We're gonna get into that, and we're gonna get into what we think about that. We're gonna get into the psychology of that.
Good old psychology.
Yeah. We got a lot to talk about, man. We got Rampage Grand Slam, which seemed like a pretty good episode. I also have some fucking problems myself with the Sammy Guevara and Chris Jericho not the match. I want to word it correctly. I think both guys did a fantastic job, but we'll get to that when we get to that. So we got that to talk about, man. We have a super, super exciting possibility of a Santana and Ortiz feud that I am over the moon about. So there's that. There's that as well. a pretty dead week of Friday Night SmackDown, and then a pretty decent episode of AEW Collision as well, man. So overall, a pretty interesting week in wrestling. Tonight, and then as for Monday Night Raw, we had some pretty fun matches on the show, but there's definitely some concerns in there. So we'll definitely make sure to cover all of that. You guys know we always got to keep it a buck with you guys. We always got to be honest with you guys, man. So we're going to do just that, as we always do, man, as we always do. So I guess we can go ahead and just hop right in the intro, man. Not waste any more of your time, man. So what is going on, everybody? We are back with yet again another edition of the Notorious podcast, another edition of Notorious Unscripted. And this is episode 162 of Unscripted, man. If you guys did miss the Friday show, you guys can now watch that live on all platforms. That is Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. And if you want to see it first, join us right here on YouTube. That is Dolph Ziggler, Mustafa Ali, and many others released. And TKO unsure about having Vince McMahon a part of the company, as he could be detrimental to the company. So we talked about all that. We talked about the great possibilities. We definitely got a bunch of weird rumors floating around to talk about on Friday. And, it's interesting stuff. It sucks for the real life people, if any of that is true. If you guys know what I'm talking about, then you know what I'm talking about. But we'll save it for Friday, as it's kind of just a weird rumor going around. And the only reason we are going to talk about anything of that inkling is because it could mean one of two things for WWE, and it could either be really fucking good or really fucking bad.
Literally.
So there's that. But yes, if you guys did miss that, again, another wave of releases in the WWE, and TKO unsure about having Vince McMahon in the company, as it could mean operationally and financially negative outcomes for the company. We talked about all that on Friday, if you guys did miss that. So that is available, like I said, for you guys on all platforms: Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. And if you want to see it first, join us right here live on YouTube, and every Friday at 4 p.m. Central, man. And also, if you guys haven't got a chance to get your hands on some of the official Notorious podcast merchandise, you guys can now find all of this beautiful, beautiful merchandise, the best in the game, live on the merch shop. This is bonfire.com. Link is at the top of the description of this very video down below. And you have the Chicago flag design, the Uncrowned Kings of the IWC, the base logo design, the best kept secret to the IWC, the Riddler inspired design, the Notorious World Order design. That does come in 3 designs: the Chicago flag design, like you see on your screen, the classic black and white, and the Wolfpack red. You have the Notorious Heels Podcast Grand Slam shirt, the baseball jersey inspired design, the scratch logo, and the only community that matters. All 8 of these beautiful designs, plus more, available for you guys live on the merch shop. Again, that is bonfire.com, man. Link is at the top of the description of this very video. And if you guys haven't got a chance, and if you guys do not know who we are here at the Notorious Heels Podcast, I am Johnny Mayhem, one half of the host of this very show. And as for the other half, we got my man Sir K here. How's it going, dude?
It's going good, man. It's going good. Just been pretty normal, man. I did get sick over the weekend, so if my voice sounds bad, it's because I'm still sick, and it really only affected my voice at this point, right now. So yeah, if I sound like shit, I'm sorry. But other than that, man, I'm good. Just been chilling out, man. Been pretty normal. But like Durante always asks, man, how's life? How's the family? Life's good, man. The family's good. How's everybody doing in the live chat or on the replay? What about you, bro? How you doing?
Yeah, bro. I am good, man. I am good. I'm chilling, bro. I'm chilling. Just yeah, just spent majority of Monday Night Raw just painting my action figures. So that was, well, paint painting my Solo Sokoa towel, if you will. I guess the towel. If you guys don't know anything about wrestling figures, the Elite 104 Solo that they made, kind of definitely very flawed, very flawed. He has the wrong torso. He comes with a white towel. Solo normally wears a black towel, so I painted the towel black, and all that. And I also painted his thumbs white because his thumbs are not taped on the figure. Because I think they tried to make the figure based off the bloodline, but because they added like bloodline accessories and they did the bloodline attire, but the look of Solo is definitely based more off of NXT. When he didn't have the white wrist, when he didn't have the thumb tape, and when he used the white towel instead of the black towel. I don't know where the hell the torso idea came from because he was never that fucking skinny, but I digress. But yes, so that was what I spent Monday Night Raw doing, just painting my figures up and trying to make them look pretty sweet. So yeah. So other than that, bro, yeah, that's it, bro. That's it. I can't show you the figure, man. He's actually out in the living room drying, so unfortunately I can't show you the figure. But maybe I will post. Maybe I will post some fix up images on my Instagram when he's all done. So, but yeah, man. So yeah, dude. Yeah, that's what I've been up to. Nothing much, bro. Yeah, man. Just can't believe we're already almost in October. We're already almost at the end of the year. It's quite crazy how fast these things fly by.
It really is, dude. I'm telling you.
I know, before we know it, dude, we'll be making fucking year-end award graphics, and the year just flew by like that, and boy, do we have a lot. Do we have a lot to discuss for the year-end awards, bro. It's gonna be interesting, man. It's gonna be very interesting. But other than that, bro, nothing too much. So, how is everybody doing? Man? As Durante always asks, I'm good. Family's good. What about you, Durante, Logan, Pops, Rico Vlogs? How's everybody doing, man? And thank you guys for being here, bro. So, yeah, man. So, AEW Dynamite. Man. This was Dynamite Grand Slam. This was sad. This is a little sad to see. This year for Dynamite Grand Slam, they did a huge set, as to where before they pretty much did close to no set, or else they wouldn't be able to fit the capacity that bought tickets and have them be able to see. That wouldn't be able to happen. So when we opened the show and I seen a giant set that covered up, the one whole half side of the arena, I was like, damn, that kind of sucks. That kind of fucking sucks, man. But, it definitely does suck a little bit to see the just hype for AEW, the hype for Grand Slam go down. Grand Slam used to be one of my favorite episodes of Dynamite every year. Who can fucking forget the first one? Ruby versus Britt, and of course Bryan versus Omega. I think Cody and Black was on that show. It was just a great fucking time to be a fan of AEW. It really was a great time. Fast forward now, we did get a nice looking card. Was it the best card they've ever put on for a Grand Slam? That's gonna be a hard no from me. But But was it a solid enough card to put on a good Grand Slam show? It was. It was. And they put on, and they did. They did put on a good show. They did put out a good show, but this match, or this show was built off probably like 5 or 6 matches. It was Tony versus Saraya, Jericho versus Guevara, Eddie versus Claudio, Ray Phoenix versus John Moxley, and Samoa Joe versus MJF. So, you know, I think we've definitely seen stronger, but not bad. Not bad, right? So the show opens up. The show opens up with Claudio versus Eddie, ROH World Champion versus the New Japan Strong Champion. Eddie versus Claudio. This was a decent way to open. This was a decent way to open the show. Also, a lot of people were expecting surprises. A lot of people were really counting on Mercedes being here for this. A lot of people were, to the point everybody was fucking talking about it so much. Like, you know those shows that people just heavily like rumor shit and it gets you excited. But in AEW, like on multiple occasions, we've seen it come to fruition. Like I remember for Holiday Bash, everybody was like, "Are you guys ready for Kyle O'Reilly tonight? You guys ready for Kyle O'Reilly?" And then he ended up showing up, you know?
Yeah.
So it was one of those instances where, you know, before the show, everybody was like, Mercedes is going to show up. Mercedes is going to show up. I even think JD tweeted out something like, "Is Grand Slam gonna be Monet?" And you know, it gets you excited and it makes you think, like, do these people know something? Because I mean, we know people have their sources. We know people have their sources, and everybody's talking about it. So I started to get excited, like, oh shit, are we actually gonna fucking see Mercedes tonight? And then obviously there was the overwhelming one of Edge. There was the overwhelming one of Edge coming in. I'm going to be honest. Once I heard Christian's match was on Rampage Grand Slam and not Dynamite Grand Slam, I was like, okay, we're not getting Edge. I was like, because they're going to save that for a live atmosphere. Under no circumstances are they going to do that in a fucking, on a taped Rampage.
Literally.
So there was also no surprises, so that was a little weak, if you ask me. Claudio versus Eddie Kingston. The match was good. I didn't have a problem with the match. It was pretty decent, not bad at all, if I do say so myself. And not bad, bro, not bad. Yeah, it was nice. Eddie Kingston did end up picking up the victory, getting his big moment in New York, winning the ROH World Championship and retaining the New Japan Strong Championship, man. I don't think he's ever been the ROH World Champion, so, this was obviously a huge moment for him. At least I hope it was. I don't know how huge of a moment it would be for me. I don't know how much I would really care to win the ROH World Championship in 2023. But, hey, it was a big moment for Eddie in New York, and it was a decent showcase, man. So I didn't mind this at all. And Eddie picked up the victory, man. So well-deserved to him.
Truly, man. Truly, man. Truly. Good way to open the show. And I like what they did here, man. And Eddie's moment was really fucking awesome. And it was awesome seeing him celebrate with both belts. Really fun way and great way to start the show. Definitely.
Definitely, bro. Definitely. Next on the show was Chris Jericho versus Sammy Guevara. Chris Jericho versus Sammy Guevara. They mentioned WrestleMania 20, I want to say, Jericho versus Michaels. As soon as they pointed out that Sammy Guevara was wearing tights, similar and paying homage to Chris Jericho from WrestleMania 20, and then Jericho had the little hint of red, Shawn Michaels was wearing red on that night. I fucking knew exactly what was about to go down. I knew exactly what was about to go down, and I knew exactly how it was about to go down, and I immediately was bummed, and I'll tell you why. So, these guys have a pretty good match. I actually really enjoyed this match. I thought this match was really fun. Jericho still performing at a top level and doing great. I mean, you guys know, I think the world of Chris. I think Chris is fantastic. So this match, the match itself was absolutely fantastic. I fucking love the ending, the shooting star press into the code breaker.
Oh yeah.
Beautiful. I love the ending to this match. And after the match, I knew we were going to get exactly what happened at WrestleMania 20 between Shawn Michaels and Chris Jericho. Being that, Jericho's mentor was Shawn Michaels, and now here we are, 20 years later, damn near, and fucking Sammy Guevara looks up to Chris Jericho the same way Jericho looked up to Michaels. So, Sammy gives him a handshake, go in for the hug. They hug. They kind of step back, but Sammy's still kind of like holding Chris's arm, and he gives him the low blow exactly how Jericho did Michaels back at WrestleMania. I want to say it was WrestleMania 20. I could be wrong though. It was WrestleMania 19 or 20. It was somewhere in that vicinity. One of those years. And that was it. And I love the match. I love the match. I thought the match was fantastic. But Sammy Guevara is standing there as Chris Jericho kind of leans on him the same way Michaels did him, and he throws him back. Sammy Guevara is standing there, and out comes Don Callis. Now, yes, this was the obvious. Logan, somebody told you some wrong information. Oh Lord, Logan, I need you to bring me to this person who told you that we're reviewing NXT No Mercy from Bakersfield, California.
And you're reviewing Wrestle Dream, let alone that shit.
So, yeah. Yeah, I need you to bring me that person ASAP. So.
Oh, yeah, we gotta predict that shit on Friday, too. I forgot.
We do. Wait. Oh, yeah, it is Saturday. I thought you were talking about No Mercy. I was like, I think we need to talk about that one first. Oh man, I think you got those Meltzer sources, bro. I think you got those Steve Carrier from Ringside News sources, man. I think you got them Slice Wrestling sources, my man.
Just say Slice.
So Don Callis comes out and, puts his arm around Sammy Guevara, and him and Sammy Guevara walk out. So, yeah, I mean, we're not doing a full-on review on Rampage, so I guess I could just talk about what happened there. So, on Rampage, Don Callis and Takeshita are standing out there, and those guys are they dress dark, right? Don Callis has always got on a black suit. Takeshita's always wearing the black trench coat, right? So that they dress in black. Sammy Guevara just comes out in a fucking Hawaiian shirt and white pants, like he's fucking like
He's
he's
fucking weird.
yeah, like he's on a fucking cruise, like he's going to the fucking Bahamas. Doesn't match the look of these guys at all, and he starts doing generic ass heel work. And I'm not a fan of it. I'm not a fucking
No.
fan of it at all. Or at least, like, dude, if you're with Don Callis, be like Takeshita. Don't say a fucking word. Hardly say a word. Takeshita talks, but, most of the time he lets Don Callis do the talking for him. Have Sammy Guevara let Don Callis give the explanation as to why he turned on Chris Jericho. But what do they go and do instead? They have Sammy Guevara sitting out there bragging about how he has a hot-ass wife, and he doesn't give a damn about these people. And he worked for their approval for so long, and he doesn't give a damn about them. And they switched up on him, and he has a fat paycheck. Generic ass fucking heel work, dude. This is gonna go nowhere. This is gonna fucking go nowhere, like every other fucking heel turn he's had. It's like, dude, you just turned this guy back babyface, and the people actually appreciate his work rate. And by this point, they appreciate his story too. And you just turn him back heel and put him with Don Callis, and that was it. And now he's just back to being a generic hot wife, fat paycheck, I don't care what you people think heel. So generic, man. So fucking generic. They did the same fucking shit with Jungle Boy, even though Jungle Boy had a lot more promise. I still think they should have waited to do the Jungle Boy heel turn, and just like they did with Ricky Starks, dude, fucking, here he is, over his fuck babyface. Oh, CM Punk's coming in. Well, we can't turn Punk heel, so we'll just turn Starks heel, even though the people dig him, and he's just fine as a babyface. I don't know. I don't fucking know. I didn't like this at all. I don't like the idea of turning Sammy Guevara heel when you just turned him back babyface with the whole earlier this year with
Darby stuff.
Yes, with the Darby stuff. Leading into the 4 pillar things. That's I don't know what the fuck I was trying to say. But yes, leading into the 4 pillars feud. What are we doing?
I don't know what they're doing at this point. They're reverting back to the same thing that didn't work last time. That's the thing I don't get. It didn't work last time, and you're doing the same shit again? Oh, my wife's hot. Bringing your wife everywhere is what killed your act in the first place. That was the main killer behind your heel act in the first place. Don't bring her in there again. Now he's fucking generic heel again when he was just getting momentum as babyface again. And I was starting to like him. He's just one of those guys to me that just works 10 times better as a babyface. He is just not it as a heel, man. Not for me, man. He's really not for me as a heel. And he's a heel again, man. So I hope this time it actually pans out for him. But to be honest, I don't think this is going to elevate him at all. I think this is going to do nothing but keep him stagnant. Right where he was and right where he'll, I guess, be until he's babyface again.
He's literally... he's literally a background player already in a thing with Don Callis. In a faction with Don Callis and Konosuke Takeshita. Takeshita, if anybody is the main guy in the group, it's obviously Takeshita. So you're mad at Chris Jericho because he kept you under your thumb, but you're gonna go into a group where you're a background player again. I don't know what fucking sense that makes. I do not know at all what fucking sense that makes, but I don't like this at all. Sammy just works a lot better. Sammy just works a lot better as a babyface, and they just fucking turned him babyface. So here we are again, and he's just back to being a fucking generic heel. Yo, my brother Larry, what's going on, dude? How the hell
Oh,
are you,
man.
bro? So
How
good to
you
see you in the
been?
chat again.
Hell yeah, bro. How you been?
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. So, yeah, man. So yeah, that is, that's how I'm feeling about the whole Sammy Guevara situation. I'm not a fan of it at all. I just, like Sir K said, to me, Sammy's just somebody that just clicks with me way better as a babyface. That, in all honesty, so yeah, that it's an unfortunate situation, but when Tony Khan doesn't know what to do with somebody, he just likes to flip their fucking roles around. Like, dude, look at how WWE is treating Drew McIntyre's eventual heel turn.
Exactly.
They are treating it like a huge deal. And in the process, you know, the Viking Raiders and the New Day, their feud's kind of playing into it. And it's actually making both acts a little more interesting because they're involved in something very interesting. And if we do see, I was thinking about this today. What if we see Drew McIntyre team up with the War Raiders and we get them out of this fucking weird emo raider gimmick?
Oh, God, I fucking hope so, man. I hate the fucking emo raiders.
Just an idea. Do I think they'll do it? Probably not. I think they'll just go with him as a
No.
singles. But imagine how cool that would be. A faction there with the War Raiders, the not emo guys. Everybody, you guys know how they acted before they, turned emo. But that version of them with Drew McIntyre, excuse me, I think that shit would be fire. Man. So, actually, Logan, to answer your question, I know exactly why Gunther versus Tommaso Ciampa is happening at Fastlane. Because if WWE is smart, they are going to have Walter not drop the championship at their early November Saudi show, but they are going to have Walter drop the championship to Chad Gable in Chicago. Survivor Series. Because think about it. Survivor Series is right before the road to WrestleMania. And they want Walter ready for then, right? So you have him drop the title of Survivor Series, and the next pay-per-view, he's right back in the mix because he wins the Royal Rumble. That's my thinking of it, at least.
I like that. I like it.
Yeah. But I think Ciampa and Walter are going to absolutely cook, though. They're going to fucking cook at Fastlane while Chad Gable gets back there, and I think he'll be there. And be winning matches by Survivor Series. So it's going to be a climb, and they're going to tell a nice story, but I can appreciate it. For sure.
Definitely.
Yeah. Because, you don't want Walter to just break the record and then immediately drop the championship the first pay-per-view after he breaks the record. We can carry this on. We got time. We got time to blow until January for Walter. So
Exactly.
It'd be all right.
Plus, they could help the Gargano story if he'll still be employed in this company in the coming weeks with this Tommaso Ciampa loss. So it could either be really good for Ciampa or the end times.
Very interesting, though. During the NXT North American Championship match, Michael Cole was naming a bunch of past NXT North American champions. Did not once make
Reference Gargano?
No. Nothing.
Fuck, dude. Yeah,
he mentioned Wes Lee, he mentioned Ricochet, he mentioned a bunch of people. He mentioned, oh, I see. I see.
Oh,
Okay, so you're I finally seen your typo. My bad. Yeah, okay, well I guess they're not cooking on Fastlane. No, not at
yeah,
all. Yes,
really
that's
good
right. It
one.
is. Yeah, that's a great fucking complaint to have. Dude, they did the same thing with fucking Santos Escobar and Rey Mysterio, dude. They put him on SmackDown or Asuka and Io. You didn't think that was pay-per-view quality? Asuka versus Io? What are we
Mm,
doing? What are we doing? Okay, got it. I seen your typo. Yeah, that's a great complaint to have. That's a great complaint to have. Fucking, uh, I, I, I,
yeah,
I genuinely want to know what they have for Fastlane because there's a lot of things that are not on Fastlane, and I don't know why they're not. I genuinely don't know why they're not. Santos versus Ray, Ciampa versus Walter, fucking Asuka versus Io. Bunch of shit they've been putting on SmackDown. They've been giving it to us on Raw. I can appreciate high level quality matches on the weekly shows, but you gotta give us a little something. Gotta give us a little something for you gotta give us a little something for um the pay-per-views. You gotta make the pay-per-views feel special too.
exactly.
Yeah, definitely, Larry. Definitely. Walter needs to be on a fucking collision course for Seth Rollins as soon as he drops. And I'm thinking Survivor Series is the right place to have him lose the title. You're going to be in a fucking the best wrestling city in the US, Chicago. We'll be there, so that'll be cool. And then you have a big moment, and then right after that, you start building Walter up for that Royal Rumble match, and he fucking wins it. He wins the whole thing. I think that's what needs to happen. Challenges Seth, and then yeah,
Exactly.
exactly, Logan. Exactly. It's like like I said, I can appreciate the factor giving us good high level matches on TV, but you gotta prioritize the pay per views too. The a B level pay per view fucking sucks.
No, exactly.
Logan, I have no fucking idea what
I,
happens. You know what I could
I,
see happening? Cody
yeah,
wins the WWE title, and being that they have past beef, he cashes in on Cody.
so lame. It is true though. That's probably why they're fucking involving Cody in this so much.
Either
So
that,
actually,
either that, or Damian Priest is going to be a babyface by that time, and he'll cash in on Walter.
I don't know which one I hate more. Probably the Walter one. Probably the Walter one.
Probably. Um, I I just
I
thought
can
about
see it
that.
though.
I could see that too. I could see that. And then, imagine Cody finishes the fucking story, and they
Mm,
immediately, like the next night on Raw, or even at WrestleMania, take. Oh God.
dude, all roads lead home at that point, because ain't no way.
Oh, bro. Oh, that would be fucking horrible. That would be fucking horrible. Oh, Larry, I, you know, I, I was saying that for like a month straight till I was blue in the face. But Damian Priest, the reports that WWE wants Damian Priest to work as the heel and or to work as the babyface, to be the one to get kicked out of the Judgment Day and work babyface over Finn Balor is fucking is fucking, that is taboo to me. How you look at the two of them, how you look at Finn Balor and Damian Priest and say, and judging off the story, Finn Balor is the one that got screwed over in this whole situation. Damian Priest literally cost him 2 title matches in a row. Money in the Bank and SummerSlam. He fucking cost him 2 title matches in a row. How do you look at that? How do you expect your audience to look at that? Classic WWE insulting our intelligence. How do
Especially
you?
with that first one where he pump faked him. There
Yes,
is no way you could spin that. No way. He pump faked the fucking guy.
he
And if he can
literally
even cash in.
he literally walked up on Bro for no reason, and then tried to say he had no intention of cashing in. Then why the fuck were you ringside?
Exactly. Get the fuck out of my fucking match. Like, you're not the good guy here. You literally can't be the good guy here.
And yes, and they're trying to insult our intelligence and make it seem like Damian Priest is the babyface here. And Damian Priest just... Oh, you know what? I could see them doing something like that. I could see them having Priest cashing on Seth, and then Finn would end up costing him the championship to fucking get back at him for what he did to him.
Yeah.
And then that would be how they make Damian Priest a babyface out of the whole situation.
This fucking Finn finally got his lick back, and somehow he's the prick because of it.
Yeah.
What is this storytelling, Ben, bro?
Fuck, it makes no sense,
So
dude.
ass backwards.
Please just give me the babyface Prince that you gave us in NXT. He wasn't Smiley Finn. He was just a badass fucking veteran. That shit was sick. No, Logan. I'm saying Damian wins the title, like you're saying, but then whenever he does lose it back to Rollins, Finn would be the reason, Priest loses the title. Now loses the cash in. I am fucking over WWE doing that. I am over that. But no, I definitely could see what you're saying. I definitely could see what you're saying though. So anyways, back to Grand Slam. I know we want to talk about more interesting things, but Toni Storm versus Saraya. Saraya wins. Match was all right. It wasn't it wasn't horrible. It also wasn't anything, spectacular, so it was okay. It was okay for what it was. So yeah, that is that.
It was a modern day Saraya match. It was as good as one of those things can be.
Yes, exactly. So, after the match, Saraya's stalling around in the ring as if we're about to hear Mercedes Moné's theme music hit, and nothing. Then they just fade away into commercial. So that was that.
God.
Jon Moxley versus Rey Fenix for the International Championship.
Let's pick up all the marks.
We are about to piss off all the marks. Ladies and gentlemen, this has happened countless times with the Lucha Bros, where we do spots that are unfucking necessary. See, and no, I'm not saying he did it on purpose. No, I'm not saying that. But how many fucking times have these two, the Lucha Bros, been caught doing reckless shit that ends in somebody getting hurt? That spot with Dante Martin, WrestleMania weekend, was one of the dumbest things, the stupidest looking spots I've ever fucking seen. And it ended with noodle leg Dante Martin. So, it's not Ray's fault. Yes, it is. And I'm going to tell you why. Reports have told us up until this point, Jon Moxley was concussed in the beginning of the match. Rey Fenix did some dive to him and he bounced his head off the ground. If you think that man is concussed, what in the fucking world tells you it's okay to do a pile driver spot for your finish?
A shitty one, too, where you legitimately dump the man on his head when he's already concussed.
And I'm sorry, but I've heard enough stories from Kurt Angle about when he was concussed in matches and his opponent knew that he was concussed because he's out of it. I'm sorry, but you know when someone's out of it. Sure, Jon Moxley looked fine, and if you wouldn't have caught that, you wouldn't have seen, from a TV perspective, we wouldn't have known that he was concussed, but you're working with him. You're talking to him as you're working with him. You didn't think at all that he was a little out of it?
The fuck? And another person who to me is also not as much as Ray Phoenix, but also at fault, the referee.
Absolutely.
You saw a man
Absolutely.
get concussed at the beginning of the match, and you didn't, tell Ray Phoenix, hey, we gotta cut early. You didn't fucking... There was a pin where Jon Moxley literally didn't kick out at all, and he reacted like he kicked out and stopped the pin. Why would you do that?
I'm sorry.
Just end the fucking match.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but when you do shit like that, you know he's loopy. You know he's loopy. I'm sorry, but you know it.
Your whole job is to ask them, after spots like that, are you doing good? Did you not ask him? Did you? And did he fucking speak fucking Latin to you? And you just kept the fucking match going?
And I'm sure he's worked with Mox enough to know the difference between a conscious, yeah, I'm good, and a loopy, yeah, I'm good. Because I could see Mox being the kind of guy like, yeah, I'm good. But I'm sorry, dude, you know when somebody's loopy. If he's not kicking out of falls, then he's not in it. And you go with a pile driver finish?
And it gets to the point where, why'd you even end the match at all? In like a legitimate way. Why don't you just throw up the X? That's okay, you can do that. Just throw up the X and get those guys out of there. Get Mox out of that situation, and you don't cause any more problems.
I mean, Jesus Christ, man. I mean, what the fuck are we doing, dude? What are we doing? And again, dude, it's I keep seeing everybody saying the shit like, oh, it's not his fault. Yes, it is. Dude, you knew dude was loopy, and you go with a pile driver finish, and it just so happens to be one that you fuck up and land him square on the top of his head at the end of the match.
A lucha bro fucks up a move, not only in general, but when a man is already concussed, he fucking messes up a pile driver. And I'm not one of those guys that are saying never do fucking pile drivers. I like pile drivers. When they're done safely and correctly, they're awesome. They look great. And when they're, safely, performed, nothing's wrong with them.
Samoa Joe.
Doing moves. Exactly.
Samoa Joe did one later in the show.
Exactly. Even like other shit that like WWE used to ban, like the Muscle Buster. Samoa Joe does it all the time. It's fine. Sometimes people do get hurt, and those are genuine accidents. And yeah, sometimes there are genuine accidents. But it's never the move's fault. It's how you do the move, and it's how the other person takes the move. And in this case, the man that was already concussed, you held him too low and dropped him on his head. What?
Unfucking believable. Unfucking believable. This is the kind of reckless shit, and this is exactly why, from the get-go, I've never really been too hot on the Lucha Bros, because this shit is just fucking reckless, and it is avoidable, to say the very least.
And it's constant. Constantly. They've gotten too excited and messed up too many moves and got too many people hurt. It's a cycle. It really is. And at the beginning of AEW, what did Jericho do? He told them to slow down because no one can understand their fucking matches because they just jumped around the whole time. I slowed down a little bit, but once they get excited in a match, they just go, and that's okay. You get hype, you get excited, but you gotta know, what the fuck you're doing in there. And apparently, neither of the Lucha Bros do.
You
Because
gotta
they
know when to
constantly
slow it the fuck
people.
down.
And this, I'm about to say something that might get me stabbed. The next time we go to a fucking AEW show, the Lucha Bros are the Nia Jax of AEW. They're the Nia Jax of AEW. If you are mad that Nia Jax is back and are concerned for their safety of the women's division, you should have that same concern of safety for the AEW tag team and singles division when it comes to Lucha Bros. You really should.
Literally, every time I watch a Lucha Bros match, I'm just constantly fucking waiting for somebody to get hurt. That's a shoot. That's
a shoot. Yeah, that's legitimate.
Yeah.
What's
Hey,
up?
Rage. How's it going?
How you doing?
I don't know. At this point, that's how I feel anytime I watch the Lucha Bros. Did they do it on purpose? No. But is this shit that's constantly fucking avoidable? And is it shit that's just fucking utterly reckless? Yes. It's reckless as fuck. Again, dude's loopy. Do not go with a fucking pile driver finish. And you go with a pile driver finish. Calm the fuck down. And then fucking wrestlers, pussy ass wrestlers, want to tell fans, well, you guys don't know anything about psychology.
You know, to dump someone in your head.
Yeah. I mean, golly, I get it. I get it, right? Fans can't have opinions in your eyes. But even I know, if somebody's loopy, you don't go with a pile driver finish and dump him on his fucking head.
Like, I get if some fat fuck wrestling fan is telling you how to fucking properly spin in a move. It's like, yeah, that shit, like, yeah, you have no bearing on this. But when it comes to safety shit, that shit's just common sense. When a man is concussed, I don't care about the in-ring psychology. That should not involve dumping him on his fucking head. And to reference that, what happened, that man wasn't even in that conversation. What are you getting in that conversation for? Did anybody bring him up? No. So what are you talking about in-ring psychology for when you weren't involved in that? And there was in-ring psychology, because apparently no one knows what that is.
And another thing, too, what these wrestlers don't understand is they have podcasts, or they had a podcast. And on these podcasts, they would teach the fans about psychology. They would teach the fans about psychology. And they would, like, I don't know why I'm not saying his name. I'll just fucking say his name. I don't care. Dax. Dax is getting into arguments with JD's, people in the community, telling him he doesn't know about psychology. Like I was telling Sir K this, I loved Dax's podcast. I did.
Oh yeah.
But what was
great.
the one complaint I had about Dax's podcast? On episode one, he said, anybody that has done anything in this business can have an opinion on it, and I can't tell them anything. Almost making it sound like if you're a fan and if you haven't been in the business, you can't say shit. Okay, well, let's take this into our psychology factor. So, you have a podcast, and in that podcast, you would teach about wrestling psychology. That's one of the reasons why I love Dax's podcast, because he would teach people. He wouldn't just get on there and bury people. No, he would teach you. He would go through why things happen, and he would give you the psychology of why shit happened. So if you're saying that fans don't know about psychology, what about fans that learned about psychology from you? Because I learned a lot about wrestling psychology from Dax's podcast. So are you saying that you don't know what the fuck you're talking about? Where do you think we
And
learn
another-
about wrestling psychology from?
the wrestlers. So you guys don't know what you're talking about? Obviously, some of you don't, because you're dumb people on heads. But another thing I just realized. So by that little analogy he gives, as long as you do anything in this business, you have an opinion, okay? You could be the most butt-fuck wrestler in the world with the most Vince McMahon level opinions, but they're valid because you've done something before. I think this applies to you and me, because what did we do one night, in the middle of the night? We went in the backyard,
We're in that yard
and we
putting on a
wrestled,
banger.
and we were putting on matches.
And we were bumping.
Taking bumps on some hard ass, probably some of the hardest dirt I've ever fucking felt in my life. That shit had to have been mostly rock, but taking bumps on the dirt, doing this, doing that. So, by your logic, Dax, we have an opinion because we technically did do something in this business. We wrestled in a backyard. Legit ass wrestled in a backyard. Took legit ass bumps on dirt. So, by your logic, Dax, our opinion is valid. Thank you for validating my opinions.
And you know what, Sir K? Even as a 16-year-old young man, when I gave you that one-winged angel on the grass, what did I make sure to do?
You tucked my head.
Almost
It hurt.
Yeah.
It hurt to take my ass bone fucking... Oh, dude, that's probably the worst I ever... No, not the worst I've ever felt, but probably second. Worst pain I ever felt in my lower half. Second, well, first one, it's the second. First one is when I fell on my kitchen floor straight on my ass when I was a kid. That shit hurt so fucking much. So that's up there second. But you took my fucking head. My head was fine. I got up. I was fine. You didn't drop me on my fucking head. Better than fucking Ray Phoenix.
As a matter of fact, your head was almost kind of cushioned by my leg.
Yeah. My head didn't feel any type of pain. It was all in my, like, lower, back area.
My fucking
Right
ass
where it
hurt
should
so
be.
bad from doing the little, like, one-winged... Because, you basically just have to sit out on your ass. Oh, God,
That
that
shit
fucking hurt, man.
I'll never forget that. Dude, that dirt was so fucking hard too, man. Like, it could have, like, rained the day before or something, man.
No.
Cause fuck, dude. Oh, man. But, in the grass, on some hard-ass dirt, Larry.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know why we didn't lay no mats out or something. I don't
dude, like, we just got so hyped that night. We just went out there and did it, bro.
We were just we were just bumping our ass off for no reason.
Oh, it's per angle, bro. We just went out there and just did crazy shit for no fucking reason. But thank you, Dax, actually, for that. Because you just validated this whole podcast. Thank you.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. We have done something in the business, it seems. So, fucking... Well, there you have it. Oh God, Larry, I think that night I also gave Sir K an elbow drop off my fence. Now my fence isn't too high. It's probably like a 6-foot fence. But fuck, my fucking lower back hurt like a bitch the next morning. But it was all worth it because we were just out there just casually putting on a banger at like 2 a.m. So I don't
Didn't you
know.
give me a back drop too while I was laying on the ground? Wasn't that also a thing you did?
I think
Or were you gonna do that and then you switched it to the elbow drop?
it was.
Okay.
Actually,
Oh.
no, I was trying to do a swanton, but I was trying to make it to where I, obviously didn't fucking fully swanton you and like my head just kind of like hit your arm. But then I just ended up going with the elbow drop because I didn't want to like fucking land my whole fucking back on your chest. So, because that would have just fucking hurt like a bitch. But, Anyways, we were just casually putting on a bang. That's one of my favorite memories from high school was that night. Me and you just casually just put on a fucking banger in the backyard.
Shit was classic.
Yeah, you were doing a bunch of moves to me too. I think you did some off the fence too.
I think I did. I forgot what I did.
Yeah.
I might have done one elbow drop to be safe.
Yeah, see, we were out there being safe, bro. So, you know,
Look at that.
Ray Phoenix is out here dumping man on his head, and here we are. We just worked a fucking 45-minute banger with, with no... I mean, dude, even when they always say don't try this shit at home. Well, apparently fucking I'm safer than Ray Phoenix at home because, again, me and my cousin as well. Me and my cousin Jet, shout out to him. Dude, we used to be out on his trampoline genuinely going for like 2 hours, bro. Putting on a fucking banger out there. I'm talking Cesaro swings, attitude adjustments, cutters. I used to just hit mans with an RKO, pedigrees, F5s, bunch of shit. You name it. You know.
Did anyone get a concussion?
No.
Oh, look at that. Look at that.
No. Never hurt anybody. Never hurt anybody, man. Me and my boy Caleb, we used to be out there German suplexing the shit out of each other. Call me Perk Angle. I used to be out there fucking taking Germans, giving Germans, bunch of shit. Now, a German suplex could go very wrong. You can fucking easily fucking land somebody right on their fucking head if you do not have the strength to lift them. Not me, motherfucker. I was out there just dishing out fucking killer-ass German suplexes, bro. I was out there thinking I was fucking Brock Lesnar and shit was nuts. But anyway, so take that, Ray Phoenix. And in the main event, MJF and Samoa Joe. MJF had a little special entrance. He seen this kid who looked up to him. He went up to the kid, put the scarf around his neck, and whispered in his ear, "You're adopted." And as he walked away, the kid asked his dad, or told his dad that he asked his dad if he was adopted. So MJF and Samoa Joe casually, just came out there and put on a banger like us back in the day. No, but these guys had a really fucking good match. They had a 5-minute overrun. They got about like 25 minutes. Now with commercials, that was probably like 15 to 18 minutes maybe. Somewhere around there. But it was really fucking good. I liked it. They even did a pile driver on bare concrete. And no one was dumped on their head.
What? Whoa, really? No fucking way, man.
Yeah. Samoa Joe.
Look at that.
Samoa Joe did the pile driver perfectly where he leans back and MJF kind of lands not on the ground, but kind of more so on his dick,
Yeah.
So that's the best way to describe it. Joe leans back, so instead of fucking spiking him on his head like Ray Phoenix, he kind of just lands on his dick, which, I mean, hey.
Also probably hurt, but rather be that head than the main head.
Exactly. So yeah, man. So MJF ends up retaining the championship here. He ends up retaining the championship from Samoa Joe. I forgot to mention too in the open. He's absolutely right. Pile drivers are well, we want to talk about psychology. Pile drivers should be something that, like, think about that one TV match on Raw with John Cena versus CM Punk when they pulled out the pile driver. That shit was like a huge deal. Like, it was huge because you are supposed to use a pile driver. That is, like, to me, a pile driver is like a last-ditch effort fighting for your life. I need to put this guy away. Move.
Exactly.
In AEW, you know, Canadian Destroyer here, Canadian Destroyer here, fucking pile driver here. And then when you get people that don't do them properly, it makes it
That's
even
where.
worse.
Exactly.
So, um, so yeah, man. But yes, they definitely should be used a lot less. So MJF ends up picking up the victory against Samoa Joe. He has Adam Cole help him. Adam Cole supposedly got injured. You could definitely tell when he jumped off the Grand Slam stage, he kind of started limping, and I guess he was wearing crutches at the hospital. He passed, MJF. I think it was something to choke Joe out with, and similar to what he did to Punk, and Samoa Joe MJF put Samoa Joe to sleep. And that was that, man. That was that. So yeah, man. MJF picked up the victory. He hugged the ref. To distract him from finding the ring, because the ring fell, and also for Adam Cole to get the thing that he used to choke Joe out of the ring with. So yeah, that was the end of Grand Slam. We have another ending where it's better than you, baby. You know, standing on top of the world, as they have done for a minute now. But yes, other than that, man, it was a very, very good main event, and I loved this main event. It was amazing. It was amazing.
Exactly. It was a really good main event, and I like where they went with it. I love the match, and I like how they ended it, man. Sucks Adam Cole. Looks like he messed up his foot, or his ankle, jumping off the stage, man. Shit like that happens. I saw people trying to blame it on the fact that they have those, like, elevated ramps. Personally, I love the elevated ramps.
Me too.
To just landed wrong. That could happen to anybody at any point. I could do that shit right now. You know what I mean? I could jump off my bed, and if I land wrong, fucking on my leg. Shit like that happens, man. So that sucks, man, and I hope it doesn't like affect much with the story. I really don't think it will,
No,
but I really hope not.
I feel like we would have got a word on it already if it
I
was.
think we would have got word on like plans changing and shit, but I mean you could work around something like that.
Mm-hmm. And then the only other thing on Rampage that's worth talking about, what is this guy's name? I know it's not Bear Bronson anymore. I guess it would just be Bronson of the Iron Savages. God, they fucking suck. He answered Santana's open challenge. Santana beat him. Ortiz came out to the stage afterwards, did this to Santana, telling him to come here. Santana walked up to him, and Ortiz said something to him, and Santana walked away. Dude, I am hype for this fucking feud, and it better get some fucking time on Dynamite, for Christ's sake. Or Collision. Something. Yeah, you want people to watch Collision in this day and age? Put this fucking Santana and Ortiz feud on there. And look at this. Two guys that don't like each other, that are willing to work together. And I hope this feud makes these guys get back together. I hope it does.
I hope so, man. I hope it could work out their differences, man. But if it doesn't, hey, they work together. And, well, I didn't watch Rampage, Larry. I don't think anybody does.
No.
But I've seen what happened.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that, man. Shit, I barely want to watch Dynamite at this point. But, I really hope it does. I really hope it can bring them back together. But like I said, if it doesn't, they work together. They finished a story. Like, EVPs in Chicago Phil couldn't say the same, man. So, there you go, man. And I hope, like you said, I hope they put it on something that matters, like Collision or Dynamite. If you make this a fucking Rampage feud, then Santana was right all along.
Yeah, absolutely. God, I swear to God, I wanted to see them as the fucking tag team champions so bad. So
I
bad.
swear, dude. Everybody did, and they never gave it to them.
The Hung Bucks became the Trios champions. Well, no, not the Trios titles that matter. The ROH Trios championships. They beat the Mogul Embassy to get it. And then on Collision, there was a couple cool things that happened on Collision. I also seen Dax was getting into arguments on Twitter because people are complaining that the young tag teams they're facing, nobody gives a shit about.
Oh yeah, what did he say? He said they're wrestling us, so that means they matter. Dude,
No, it doesn't.
tell a fucking story.
Yeah,
You fucking
no, the fuck it doesn't. Why are you doing a fucking open challenge?
dude is so creatively cheap. The fuck.
Yeah, it genuinely is. That if you do an open challenge in today's day and age, you're telling me that you are creatively fucking bankrupt.
Literally.
And
Exactly. If that's all you can do, guess that's all you could come up with.
yeah, and all people were asking is for these teams to be built up before they face FTR. Just a little bit. Look at Aussie Open. They cut a promo on FTR, and you know, these guys have been decently showcased in AEW for a minute now. You know what I mean? And it looks legitimate to the point I hope Aussie Open takes the fucking titles.
Oh, dude, I hope so. Genuinely.
I really do, man. I really do. And I think it would be quite ridiculous if you have Aussie Open not win the championships, because clearly FTR is creatively bankrupt.
Oh, literally. Because that's the worst part about being in AEW when they're creatively bankrupt. You're booking yourself. Especially when it comes to a talent like FTR. You know, overall, Tony Khan ain't telling them what to do on the week-to-week basis. That's
He's
them.
listening to their ideas a lot.
Exactly. And this is your idea? Open challenge, the same thing what 3 other champions are fucking doing? Come on.
Well, Logan, I guess one promo to these people is good build. Because half the time FTR is not even sweating Aussie Open because they're too busy in their fucking open challenge. So, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't fucking know. Yeah, I don't know. I genuinely hope Aussie Open just takes the titles at this point. I really wish the Young Bucks would have took the titles at All In, but
I'm telling you.
yeah. Yeah, FTR easily slipped down to number 3. Easily slipped down to number 3 in my tag team rankings. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man. So it's just like I don't know, man. Just arguing with fans over valid fucking complaints. It's just like, really? Like, what? I could tell you've been hanging out with Chicago Phil a little too long.
I think they have been.
Jesus, man. It's constructive criticism. Remember in the beginning of AEW when constructive criticism was welcomed? When fans were giving constructive criticism about the lighting and the sound, and they were actually taking it into account?
If things got changed. Look what happened when they made things that people didn't like and they dropped it.
Like the
Nightmare,
like the NyQuil Collective.
Exactly. Everybody said that shit was ass, and they scrapped it because it was ass. Look at that. Listening to the fans, man. AEW has slowly come so much of the opposite of why they were created and how they were created. It's so sad to see.
Now you say something bad about AEW, and one of their pussy-ass wrestlers has got fucking something to say about it. One of their, like I said, one of their pussy-ass wrestlers has got something to say about it, and they can't fucking take criticism to save their lives, or else they think we're taking personal shots at them.
Dude, you're a great talent.
Exactly.
Fucking act like it.
Like, dude, I don't fucking know you. I'm talking about a television show right now, and you're getting fucking butthurt. I don't know. So, anyways, man. Andrade and Jay White had a very good match. Danielson and Ricky Starks had a very good Texas Death match. RVD and Hook had a very good match against Angelo Parker and Daddy Magic, I think. And Christian Cage, the fucking GOAT.
My goat.
Dude, this was the funniest and best way for Christian to win the fucking TNT Championship. So Darby Allin Darby Allin and Darby Allin and Luchasaurus were going at it. Darby got the best of Luchasaurus. He hit him with a fucking champion. He hit him with the championship. He goes for a coffin drop. Christian throws him out of the ring and pins Luchasaurus to win the TNT Championship. And then he has the audacity to run up to Luchasaurus and hug him. Like he didn't just take the fucking title from him. And Luchasaurus just lifted Christian up on his shoulders so fucking sad. It was hilarious.
Dude, that shit killed me. I love that shit. That shit, the perfect way to officially get that title on him. I know, he defended it at on Collision and still your TNT champion, but that was a perfect way to do it, man.
Absolutely fucking hilarious. Not to mention there was a spot in the match where Luchasaurus held the TNT title for the first time. Christian went to grab it from him, and Luchasaurus turned away, and then he ended up giving it to him. But I'll tell you what. If I think Darby Allin's the greatest TNT champion of all time, that 2020 to 2021 reign, boy, is Christian easily number 2, bro. That man is fucking hilarious. And genuinely one of my favorite my second favorite TNT champion, bar none.
I like how the funniest part is technically he just became champion. And the reign we put him as his best, he wasn't even the fucking
even a champion.
Dude, fucking love all this shit, man. And I really like the breakup story that they're building up to with Luchasaurus and Christian Cage. Exactly. And it scares me a little bit for WrestleDream that they're having that Darby match happen yet again. But this is your chance to solidify them as a TNT champ, man, and keep it on him, and let Luchasaurus eventually turn on him and beat him for it, man, and win it back and actually hold the title for once, man. Just don't Wardlow the man. Please, whatever you do, do not Wardlow Luchasaurus after the turn happens. For the love of God.
And they will.
But I love what they did here. Oh, they fucking will. I'm begging you. Please don't.
Yeah. Definitely, bro. Definitely, man. So Christian Cage,
One more. After you're done, I got one more thing about Collision I wanted to talk about.
Oh yeah. So Christian Cage finally gets that accolade, and I'm so glad Tony Khan actually gave him the accolade of being the TNT champion, and I'm glad TK has take a liking to him enough to give him one last championship run, because a lot of these older guys either don't want the title put on them or Tony Khan doesn't want to put a title on them, but I'm so glad that Christian got one.
Exactly, man. Exactly. And the one last thing I wanted to talk about with Collision for me, man. So they announced for WrestleDream who Max and Adam Cole will be facing. It is going to be the Righteous. And the Righteous had a little, vignette promo on Collision. Dog. Oh, I wish fucking Wyndham 6 and the Cult of Wyndham could have happened, dude. Their cadence is literally just, the way they talk is literally just like early era Cult family Bray Wyatt, dude. Really? They talk in that exact cadence, dude. You gotta listen to it, man. Plus they were wearing like Hawaiian shit too. dude. Oh, they would have been so perfect with him, man. Dude, they talked exactly like he used to talk in those early Wyatt family vignettes, man. The exact, like, southern cadence. Loved it, dude. Loved it. We need to see more of these guys on the mic, man. We really do.
Absolutely, dude. Again, I'll say it again, dude. The fact WWE did not pick them up is a fucking crime. Is a crime.
They had them, and they fucking just let them go. What
Yep.
the fuck?
Just fucking let them go. Jesus. And as for Raw, as for SmackDown, there wasn't really much on SmackDown, but to go over a little bit of it, I guess. We got Io and Asuka. We got Bobby Lashley. This could go one of two ways.
I was gonna say, yep.
This could go the way of Bobby wanting to break up with these guys for no fucking reason, or this could be the story of, and it plays into it well, because what did I complain about 2 weeks ago? The Street Profits, their heel gear sucks. It's just not fucking nice. It's not visually pleasing gear at all. It is abysmal. There's that. Their heel gear sucks. Their theme song does not fit their current characters, and they are like half baby faces, but they're not committing. What I love about this is that they pulled that emotion out of me. They made me feel that way.
Mm-hmm.
And that this whole time could have been the way that that was supposed to make us feel. Which I love, because if that was the plan, then they did it perfectly. They fucking did it perfectly. If it wasn't the plan, then, you know, I'm glad somebody spotted the problem somewhere along the lines. But I feel that Bobby, you know, they lose the match and he set them up perfectly to win. He's trying to find that killer instinct in them. And he told them he wants the watches, the suits back. He told them they need to get it together, or else he's going to find somebody else that can do it. I hope he's going to... fucking God, kill me. I hope that he is going to pull this out of them, because this group has a lot of potential to be really fucking good.
No, exactly. That better be the path. That better be the path to get that side out of them and spark that change. And if it's not, wasted everybody's time.
Definitely. So that is the one of two ways it can go. But that is pretty much, honestly, man, the only thing that happened on SmackDown worth noting. So, Monday Night Raw. Show opens up with Cody. He talks about how he gave Jey Uso a second chance. And the speculation of somebody being sent to SmackDown. Cody let out a very interesting shot on this episode. He said, and did I want Jey Uso here for other reasons? Maybe. And the reason is because we're not in the third inning anymore.
Ooh.
Very, very interesting. Very interesting. See, this is why I don't mind Roman winning the title at WrestleMania 39, because I can appreciate that they did it to attempt to tell a better story. When we get lines like that, it's very nice. How they've executed the Cody redemption, not a fucking fan. And also, if we do get, I swear to God, if we get anything with Omos versus Cody Rhodes, I'm going to lose my shit, because
I'm going to lose my shit in a good way.
They got to be fucking with this guy at this point. Oh,
they got to be. Oh, if they start a feud with fucking Omos, dude, he's taking the road home. I'm telling you, man. But I like it. I like what they're doing with this. It's interesting, and something I thought of when you talked about Walter earlier, which doesn't really make me scared for Cody anymore. Especially, the writer's strike ended. Everyone's gonna be going back to Hollywood. If we are getting that Rock match, I think it'll be. I don't think it'll be a Mania, to be honest. At this point, um, we also have, if from another tease we'll talk about later in the night, Chicago Phil coming in, CM Punk. I hope he doesn't take Walter's spot. I hope Punk does not take Walter's spot in that world title picture in the upcoming year, because I feel like if anyone's going to get their spot taken by a guy like Punk, it's got to be Walter, and that's
You
just
know what?
going to sour me even more on the fucking guy.
You know what, though? They did make Cody wait a year before they gave him a title shot.
It's true.
They don't know, and Punk's a lot riskier than Cody is.
That is true. That is true. So, yeah,
That
they'll
could be
probably
a
make that
beacon of hope.
motherfucker wait. That is true, actually. All the shit he did might actually work out well in the end,
Yeah.
because they are not Tony Khan. They will not just put a title. Okay, yeah, that makes that a little better.
Yeah, that's one thing to think about, because WWE is not gonna fucking play games with him. Now, if Vince is completely back by that time, I could absolutely see that happening, because
Yeah.
Vince is just gonna want to throw a fucking title on him, just like he did with all of his hot acts. He likes to throw him in a title picture way too fucking soon.
He did it with everybody, and he'll do it with Phil, man. So, it'll really just depend on how the landscape of the fucking company looks.
Exactly. So Punk, or not Punk. So Cody said we're not in the third inning anymore. He talked about how Jey Uso didn't join the Judgment Day. He said Judgment Day is the most toxic group in WWE, and they came out to the ring. They circled the ring to attack Cody. Then Jey Uso came over there. Jey Uso came from the crowd and went to stop. He went to stop Roman. He went to stop Roman. Golly, what am I talking about? He went to help Cody stop the Judgment Day. And then the Judgment Day said, oh, well, it's still 2-on-3. So then they went to get in the ring, and then Sammy and KO then came over there from the crowd to help them. And then JD McDonough came out with chairs. Damian Priest didn't want to fight, but the other three went in the ring to go start the brawl. And Damian Priest was pissed from ringside, and he ended up running up there and getting his ass whooped, which led to him yelling at JD in the locker room, telling him to get out, and he's not a part of the Judgment Day, and he just took a beating for a fight that he picked. Finn was telling him to calm down. He told Finn, I don't care if you're boys with him or not. So yeah. That was the opening to Monday Night Raw.
Interesting, man.
So after this, Tegan Knox and Becky Lynch were talking, and Becky told her, I created this open challenge for people like you, not for people like Natalya. Tegan said, well, I thought I was just doing a good thing. Natty was the veteran, and I was right there at the curtain, but I figured I would, just let her go, and I shouldn't have let that opportunity pass me by. Then a little later in the show, Adam Pearce was talking on the phone with somebody and said, no, we haven't finalized who's going to SmackDown yet. I don't know how fucking long this finalization takes. Just pick somebody. And Tegan walked up. Seriously, bro. Fucking Tegan walks up, asks for the winner of Becky versus Stratton. She asks, to face the winner of that. Then Natalya walks up, and these two proceed to put on like the worst fucking acting segment in wrestling history, yelling at each other. So Adam Pearce tells them to shut up, and he puts them in a match later in the night. I'm assuming the winner gets the winner of Becky versus Stratton at No Mercy.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Wade Barrett says the next match on this show is going to be two big boys slapping meat.
Hey,
Clear as day reference to the to Miro and Hobbs. So Bronson and Otis put on actually a really fucking fun match. It was really fucking fun. Just seeing these two guys trying to outpower each other and out-hit each other. And dude, I'll tell you what, bro. Bronson Reed's tsunami onto another big guy looks fucking sick. It looks fucking sick, bro. And Bronson picked up the victory, and for the love of God, can we get this guy on the right track? Because fucking A, is he damn good.
I hope so, dude. I hope so. I love Bronson Reed. He's a great fucking talent, man. I ain't just saying that because we met him. He genuinely is great talent. And I hope he actually, gets momentum and gets a genuine push, man, because he'll excel at it.
Absolutely, man. So Otis hit him with the caterpillar elbow drop, and then shortly after that, bro, Bronson hit him with something, and then he hit him with a tsunami. I would love that. I would love if they built Bronson Reed up for Elimination Chamber to get to Chad Gable. That would actually be pretty sick. I like that a lot.
You're really good.
Definitely, man. Definitely. Tommaso Ciampa battles the slimy Ludwig Kaiser. That is the title of WWE's video. The slimy Ludwig Kaiser. Question.
Okay.
You might not know the answer to this, but question for the Mattel gods. Why the fuck has it been 4 years since Imperium was created, and we do not have Marcel Barthel and Fabian Eichner elites? Anybody want to answer that for me? No.
Fuck.
I don't even think they have basics.
What the fuck? They haven't done like an Imperium 3-pack?
Nope. I don't think there's been any figures of those guys. Any.
That is fucked, dude. That is real fucked.
Yep. They even made I have it. They even made the Gunther main roster run in his red gear and no Ludwig Kaiser behind him. Nothing.
Oh, fuck. It makes no goddamn sense.
Absolutely none. Speaking of these guys, Walter was in the back and he told Ludwig he was mad at Gio for he was mad at Fabian Eichner for tapping out last week. Ludwig came over there and he told him that that Gio is your problem now. So if he has a problem, that means you have a problem. And if you have a problem, that means we have a problem. I don't know why they're even hinting at this. It's just Walter has clear as day said in interviews before that he likes Imperium and he doesn't think they should ever break up. And you're making him do this shit.
I hate this fucking breakup tease bullshit, dude.
It's horrible.
It really is fucking horrible.
Tegan Nox defeats Natalya. Tommaso Ciampa beat Marcel Barthel as well. Tegan Nox defeats Natalya. Seth Rollins comes out there and he does the only thing that was right to do. The only thing that makes logical sense. Seth said, okay, dude, I'm the champion here. I'm giving you an opportunity to accept the challenge. And if you want to play games, there's other people that I can face for this championship. So
Yeah.
It is what it is. Nakamura then did one of his backstage vignettes where he's speaking Japanese, and he tells Seth, he was talking for like 3 minutes too. It felt like it went on for fucking ever. He tells Seth, damn, what'd he tell him? He accepted his challenge at Fastlane in a last man standing match. And then Seth cut a fiery promo afterwards talking about how Nakamura looks at his back as a weakness, but to Seth, it's a strength. So that was that. And we're getting a last man standing match, almost reminiscent to the AJ Styles feud. Nakamura loses the first title match, and then we go into the last man standing match where he fucking loses again.
Biggest fucking loser.
Yeah, Knox going to lose again, and then he's going to go off into obscurity as if he's not already there now. You guys know how I felt about this feud. I just genuinely do not care about Nakamura, and I just don't care for Nakamura as a heel at all. I like his charismatic babyface swag. I think it's very cool, and they make him a heel, and it just doesn't resonate with anybody.
No, it really doesn't.
Yeah, not at all. Not at all. So, Michael Cole calls out Nia Jax. He asks her why everyone in the Raw Women's Division has been a target for her. She's standing there, she goes, "I'm sorry. I wasn't paying attention to a thing you were saying."
What? Are you fucking drunk?
She says, "I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention to a thing you were saying." She tells Michael Cole, "I am the most dangerous woman in WWE." And then Zoe Stark comes out, gets in her face, tells Nia to do something to her. Nia pushes her, they have a match, and Nia beats her. You brought back Nia Jax.
What?
But you got rid of Dolph Ziggler.
Like a fucking ultimate opposite of talent, and you fucking choose the bottomless pit.
You got somebody in Dolph Ziggler who's a fantastic heel, a fantastic babyface. Actually, I love Dolph Ziggler as a babyface. I think he's very underrated as a babyface.
Oh yeah.
Somebody who can work his ass off, somebody who can sell, right? Psychology, right? Somebody who can tell a good story, and you get rid of him, but you bring back Nia Jax, who cuts one of the most scathing promos, one of the most horrendous, abysmal promos I've ever heard of in my fucking life. This promo sucked. Tell me you're reading off a fucking script word for word without telling me you're reading off a fucking script word for word. Horrible.
Literally, man.
Complete horseshit was this.
Literally.
You got rid of Mustafa Ali, who could have been a tremendous babyface in your company. And you brought back Nia Jax. You got rid of Shelton, who you pretty much wasted the better part of the later half of his career. Somebody who's a part of one of the most fucking underutilized factions in wrestling history. Somebody who you could have kept on board to do a reunion of that underutilized faction. And you got rid of him. And you bring in Nia Jax.
Underutilized fan favorite faction at that.
Oh, fuck yeah. Hell yeah.
Dude, who doesn't fucking love the goddamn Hurt Business? And who didn't want to see them fucking reunite?
Dude, I hated Raw Underground, but that one episode where those three went down there took their suits off and beat the fuck out of everybody, that shit was fucking fire, bro. That shit was fire.
Like, bro, they are goated, bro. They are one of the fucking most enjoyable factions, and it's been a while, and just never did anything with them, and you just scrapped the group.
Yep.
God,
Nothing.
and you fire one of their main pieces. Doesn't fucking make sense.
Unbelievable.
Unreal.
I don't know, dude. So, Nia Jax defeats Zoe Stark with a leg drop. Okay. The Miz TV. Miz TV. Actually, this one was very good. This one improved. This one improved the story. Progressed the story. I mean, Drew McIntyre was the special guest of Miz TV. Miz sat him down and started going over straight truths with Drew McIntyre about how he got screwed by Jey Uso, and pretty much just fueling everything that you would put in a heel's head. Drew McIntyre didn't say a word. He didn't rebut any of it. He just sat there and listened as he just sat there with this angry fucking look on his face. The New Day came out. They said, Drew, a while ago you were Big D. You were the guy that we respected. You were the guy that you knew would always do the right thing. You knew he would always do the right thing, and this new side of you isn't you. The Miz kept going to talk, and Drew McIntyre kept telling him, shut up, Miz, every time he would go to talk, and then Drew would clap back at the New Day. This led to the Miz eventually getting on Drew's nerves so bad when he went to say, when my hand goes up, your mouth goes, and then he gave him a Glasgow kiss and headbutted the hell out of him. And he had a really good back and forth with the New Day. I can't remember what it was about, to be honest, but I remember it being very fucking good. I remember it being very good. It was pretty much just about how pretty much Drew McIntyre kind of feeling sorry for himself a little bit, but he was definitely more angry about it than sad. So he was you could definitely tell the frustrations getting to him. That's what it was about, actually. They were mad at him for walking away on Jey Uso. They were mad at him for walking away on Jey Uso, and Drew McIntyre went through the list of how he was at Clash, and they fucked him over. The Bloodline fucked him over, and then, they tried saying that he's here to start fresh. Drew McIntyre said, well, karma's a bitch. And then the Miz had asked him when they were sitting down, how did it feel to get upstaged by Cody Rhodes last week? And Drew... And that pissed Drew off. And he said, well, Cody, Cody did what he did, and he's gonna get what he has coming to him too. And that's gonna turn around and not be good for him. Bringing Jey Uso back in the fold. And then after this, he had a match with Kofi. He beat Kofi. Because Ivar came out, attacked Xavier Woods. Drew didn't give a fuck the whole time that Xavier was just getting his ass whooped. Kofi was concerned. Drew capitalized, gave him a Claymore. Pretty much exactly what happened last week with you can see the shift in Drew's morals and what he cares about and what he doesn't care about. He didn't give a fuck, and Ivar came in and was attacking Kofi after the match, and Drew just walked right out.
It's interesting, dude. I
love it.
Matches here. And I can't wait for this full heel turn to be here in full, man. We get that fired up, just mad as fuck, angry Drew McIntyre, man. I can't wait.
Yes. This was, yes, I love, like, when WWE does something like this and they tell a constant story on a week-to-week basis and it's intriguing stuff and you can see the shift in somebody's character. This is what I love about professional wrestling. And guess what? Take notes, AEW. This feels like a huge deal. This feels like a huge fucking deal. And as it should, bro. I mean, this is being treated like a huge deal, and it's coming off like a huge deal as well. And I'm loving every second of it.
It really is, dude. It really is.
Yes, and when we finally do get that turn, it's going to be a great seismic shift with the roster, and we're going to have a great badass heel on the brand, bro. And it's going to be fucking sick.
No, exactly, and I can't wait.
So, Dragon Lee versus Dominic Mysterio. This shit was a great fucking showcase for Dragon Lee. He had that crowd going ape shit, bro. He was doing all of his fucking moves, his little Hurricane Rana over the top rope. Dude, he had the fucking fans going nuts. Another thing about Dominic, dude, I like Dominic's heel heat. I think he gets a lot of good heel heat. WWE is trying way too fucking hard with they're like it's literally so obvious that they're just lowering his mic and they're booing this man as if he's Tommaso Ciampa in 2018. But the beautiful part about Tommaso Ciampa was that was the real noise.
Exactly. They didn't edit the shit. Because that's the thing. You really don't even need to edit the Dom boos. Leave them as they are. They're just fine. Come on, man. I hate when they do that shit, and it makes it less cool. Because, yeah, he actually is getting booed like crazy. Because, he is a heel. But it makes them look like they're trying too hard. To the fact where, if it was fucking WWE 3 years ago, I would be thinking he isn't getting booed at all. With the way they edited it.
Mm-hmm. Dude, I don't know, man. Like, dude, again, he gets heat. You do not need to manufacture the shit to make this guy sound like Tommaso Ciampa in 2018. He gets decent heat as it is. You look in the crowd, majority of the people are booing, but it's the tune-up of the audio that gets it for me, because it's just like, dude, you do not have to do all this. Like, Dominic gets heat. Like, I promise you do not need to do all this extra bullshit to get us there.
Literally.
So, in the main event, there was the undisputed tag team match between Sammy KO versus the Judgment Day. It needs to end. I mean, how fucking long is this gonna go on? And after this, like, they're using all of Raw's top stars in this feud. So where do we go after this?
Like, everybody faced each other already in this massive feud, so after Survivor Series, what do you do with Monday Night Raw?
Like, you already kind of did Seth in the Judgment Day. You used to do Cody in the Judgment Day, back towards Money in the Bank in the middle of the Cody Brock feud. But, now you're dipping into it again. Sammy and KO in the Judgment Day have been going on for a little bit now. What are we doing, bro? I mean, Jesus, rinse and fucking repeat, man. It's horrible.
Exactly, like after SummerSlam, the only original thing to have. Fuck, dude, I do that every fucking year. I see the SS, and I just think SummerSlam. I do it every fucking year.
That's usually why I do SVR SRS.
Yep, exactly. Because fuck, dude. But, goddamn, my fucking voice. After the Survivor Series, the only original thing you'll have is the heel Drew McIntyre. Everybody already faced each other at that point. You just got him doing his shit. Like, come
He
on,
could
man.
have a feud with Cody that's going to be fantastic, but Drew's going to have to
What-
lose.
And what if Cody just leaves Raw before then? Which, in a way, I actually kind of is the preferred path for me because that
Me
sets
too.
up a future feud. Because
Yeah,
maybe Drew wins Money in the Bank,
he's going to hold
and
that grudge.
he's gonna hold that grudge. So I would actually like if Cody escapes before he really feels the wrath of him.
Right.
But
Or maybe
well,
to
mhm.
keep Gunther and Drew separate, because with Drew becoming a heel, if Drew catches fire, it's literally going to be around the time that Walter is supposed to win the supposed to win the Royal Rumble. So I'm thinking you split them up in the draft, and in doing that, you split Cody and Gunther up in the draft as well, and you put Cody and Drew on the same show, send Walter to the other show, and have him be the world champion on SmackDown per se.
I like that. I like that, man. Definitely.
But this match had a little bit more importance, I guess. This one was actually for the tag titles. So it was a great match at that. Everybody ended up coming out. Dominic came out, then Jey Uso came out, then JD McDonough came out, then Cody came out, and then everybody's just out there fighting. I thought they were going to call the match off and make it like a fucking 8-man tag, to be honest. But then once I seen JD in his street gear, I was like, oh, okay. I think we're just going to go with this. So JD hits Sammy with the championship after he goes for the haluva kick, and Judgment Day end up winning the match. They pointed out that they won the titles because of JD, and now they retain the titles again because of JD, and they, were questioning when JD was going to get in the good graces of Damian Priest. So they won the match, and then after the show, Cody and Jay came out again to continue the brawl, and the show went off the air with all-out chaos.
Ugh, I hate when shit ends like that. Oh, I hate
It's
when
so corny.
fucking just a bunch of people feuding just for fun. Oh, I hate it. I swear.
Pure bedlam. And then they're just all fighting as the fucking show goes off the air.
Like, what happened? You just fucking, alright, camera cut, just, alright, let's go home. Like, you gotta fucking, what the fuck? That's all I imagine when show ends like that, is just them going home afterwards and just giving up.
God, I never even thought about it like that until now. But yeah, man. So that was the week of professional wrestling, ladies and gentlemen. That was Grand Slam. The decent-ish episode of Monday Night Raw that we got tonight. Of course, repetitive as always, but there was a lot of good in it. The Drew McIntyre shit definitely made the show for me. I really enjoyed that. I really had a great time with that. And then the Dragon Lee, I can't wait for guys like him to hit the main roster. Guys like Braun, guys like Carmelo. I think they're all going to do great. It's just a matter of fucking Shawn Michaels fucking wanting to give them up. And I don't know that he ever will. So
The ultimate hero over there.
I know this guy just fucking, I don't know. He fucking refuses to call anybody up unless your name is Solo Sikoa. So I don't know, man. I don't know. So, but yeah, Dragon Lee did great, man. I love the stuff with Drew McIntyre. The Bronson Reed match was good. I like seeing Bronson get showcased. And another week where we don't know if Johnny Gargano is going to make it through the week. It sucks. It absolutely sucks that we have to talk about a guy like that fearing for his job. But I don't know, man. We'll see, dude. We'll see. But yeah, man. So with that is going to do it for this edition of the Notorious Heels podcast. Another great edition of Notorious Unscripted. This has been episode 162, your September 26th edition of Unscripted, man. So with that, again, that is going to do it for this edition of Unscripted. Ladies and gentlemen, please like, comment, and, well, I kind of skipped ahead on myself. It has been always a pleasure for my Johnny Mayhem.
And I'm Sir K.
And that is going to do it for this edition of Unscripted. Thank you guys so much. Thank you guys. We love you guys. Thank you for everybody who came out, showed some love, man. Again, thank you guys so much. We love you guys. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And we will see you guys on Friday with not only the news, but the AEW Wrestle Dream predictions.
Peace.
I used to get pills on the bitch. Now I throw shields on the dick to stop me from that HIV shit. And niggas know they soft like a Twinkie fillin', playing the villain, prepare for this rap killing. Biggie Smalls is the illest. Your style is played out like Arnold, and that's what you talking about, Willis. The thrill is gone, the black Frank White is here to excite.